Well, it's something that's quite eye-opening. I'm surprised to learn this news. Maybe you will be as well. In a pilot program just launched, Air Canada is testing out facial recognition technology when boarding select flights between Vancouver and Winnipeg. Passengers who voluntarily participate in this program can now use their devices as a digital ID to get them on their flights. This news has many people concerned about privacy and security. Local expert Kevin Andrews is here with us this morning to help us break it all down, the good and the bad of this type of technology and what it has to offer. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Jerry.
So how does this digital ID technology work?
So, based on Air Canada's media release, people will need to download Air Canada's mobile app first, create a digital profile by taking a photo of their passport picture page, scanning their passport chip, and then also taking a selfie. So then facial recognition will then take measurements of your face in both the passport picture and the selfie image, compare them, and hopefully then authenticate you if the measurements match. Now, a digital profile is then created on your device. And so this profile will only contain, they're saying, your selfie, a unique identifier, and just your passport information. Now, Air Canada are claiming that your facial biometric data will be deleted immediately after and not stored on your digital profile at all. And so your digital profile and the credentials are encrypted and stored on your device, I think up for about 36 hours on the day of your trip. And they're saying that you are the only person who can share that with them, and it's erased immediately after you use it. So how secure and reliable that process is, I think, will sort of remain to be seen. Craig Landry, who is Air Canada's executive VP, says that this is sort of the next logical step towards digital services since, many customers already utilize digital credentials to sort of simplify their daily lives. So Landry claims that, this digital ID option is voluntary. And again, the biometric data it collects is encrypted and stored on the customer's mobile phone. Additional consent is sort of needed for the airline to use the data on the day of the travel, which is then retained, like I said earlier, for 36 hours by the airline. After that, they are claiming the data is erased.
That's what they're claiming. I mean, how well does this technology work? In the past, I've read articles where they've tried it out in the UK, for instance, and it had trouble actually recognizing the person for who they were. Has it come up since then?
It has. I mean, that's why it's a voluntary type of system so that, any bugs in the system they can probably work out, and with that then comes many concerns, even though people are using their phones as their digital wallet and the provinces sort of have moved towards a digital ID for government services, you still have, many who look at digital identity as a potential national security issue. Many security professionals are saying to me that a poorly constructed digital identity system could be a privacy nightmare. I mean, having so many digital IDs could sort of make it so that we automatically share our digital ID at every turn, even online. Sometimes too much of a good thing could certainly lead to something bad. I think without good privacy protections in place, and maybe they're working through that now, digital IDs could also enable the centralized tracking of travelers at every place that they present their ID. So without proper transparency, digital ID for travelers could be tricky.
And is that your take that, it is a tricky move, or overall, how do you feel about it?
Well, based on my conversations with many Globetrotters who survived COVID airport restrictions and unprecedented airline backlog, it looks as if travelers are excited to use this technology because it'll give them sort of a more personalized level of service with sort of less friction points along their journey. People I think, are so done with massive lines, canceled flights, and wait times. And maybe digital ID for air travel could mean allowing travelers to sort of use their devices throughout their journey, moving seamlessly throughout each checkpoint with just a tap of their phone. People, I think, are hopeful that it may offer them greater convenience and maybe even reduce the risk of pathogen transmission too. I've managed to ask some airline employees who have been testing it, and they've relayed to me that, this new digital identity increases their efficiency by eliminating sort of time-consuming manual identification checkpoints. So that makes it much faster to clear inbound and outbound passengers.
Kevin, what's the bottom line here?
Well, digital IDs have the potential, I think, like I said earlier, to sort of improve efficiency, convenience, and security in many areas of our lives, and I think travel included. This could ultimately lead to a more seamless and enjoyable travel experience for many people. However, the implementation, I think, of the digital ID must be done in a responsible and a secure way, sort of taking into consideration potential privacy concerns, obviously, and, accessibility issues and the cybersecurity risks. So ultimately, it's important to ensure that this travel technology is reliable, safe, and secure, and user-friendly, and that the system is sort of inclusive and accessible to everybody.
Kevin Andrews, our local tech expert, thank you so much for joining us this morning and giving us a clearer picture of this new technology that Air Canada is rolling out in select airports.